I woke up early that morning, like I always did. The light hadn't yet touched the horizon, and the bedroom remained cloaked in shadows, the kind of quiet that feels sacred, familiar. My wife, Emily, was in the shower, her silhouette blurred. Behind the frosted glass, the sound of the water humming steady and soft. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand, once, then again. I don't know what made me reach for it. I'm not the kind of man who checks. In all our years together, I never had a reason to. But that morning, something shifted. Maybe it was instinct, or maybe it was something far older, intuition sharpened by something unseen but deeply felt. When I saw the name on the screen, my chest tightened like a vise. Jason, a name from a lifetime ago, one she had buried in the past, or so I had believed. I remembered the way she spoke of him back when we first met, regret in her voice, heartbreak in her eyes. She swore it had ended badly. She swore he meant nothing anymore. And I believed her. God, I believed every word. My fingers trembled as I unlocked the phone. I shouldn't have. I knew it even as I did it. But once the door cracks open, there's no stopping the storm that follows. The messages spilled out like a wound tearing open. Dozens of them. Long conversations stretching over weeks. Late-night chats, jokes, inside references, heartfelt confessions, her laugh in emojis, his charm in perfectly timed replies. And the worst part wasn't what they said, it was the rhythm of it, the intimacy, the comfort, the way they fit together like I was never part of the picture. Then came the memories they were making again without me, secret meetings, plans, what ifs, words like I miss you, and then hers, I think of you every night. My stomach twisted. I set the phone down like it was glass, afraid that even touching it too harshly might shatter something already broken beyond repair. I sat there in silence, the air suddenly colder, the room suddenly unfamiliar, the woman I loved, the life we shared, it all seemed like a painting starting to fade at the edges, revealing something darker underneath. I dressed quietly, moved like a ghost. I didn't wait for her to come out of the shower. I didn't ask for explanations, didn't raise my voice. I simply slipped off my wedding ring and placed it on the kitchen counter where she would see it eventually. Then I walked out the door and disappeared. No message, no goodbye, just absence. I changed my number that same day, quit my job without a word, packed a small bag and drove 3 hours in a direction I hadn't planned. I ended up in a quiet town that didn't ask questions, where no one knew my name. I rented a modest place behind a gas station and got a job fixing engines at a local garage. The days were slow and repetitive, the nights empty, but the silence helped. The routine held me together. It gave me something solid to lean on while the inside of me unraveled. I didn't tell anyone where I had gone, not friends, not family. I just vanished. I needed the world to stop turning long enough for me to breathe. I needed distance from her face, her voice, the way she used to slip her hand into mine during late-night movies, from the lies that now painted everything with a bitter shade of doubt. For months, I replayed that morning like a loop on a broken projector. I'd stare at the ceiling and ask myself if maybe I had misunderstood. Maybe it was just emotional betrayal and nothing physical. Maybe I had overreacted. But no matter how I tried to shape it differently, the truth refused to bend. She had betrayed me. Some nights I hated her, truly hated her for making me feel so replaceable. Other nights, I missed her so much it felt like drowning in an ocean. I used to love. I spoke to no one. I kept my grief hidden beneath oil-stained shirts and calloused hands. Silence became my shield, my armor, my only companion. Then one quiet afternoon, nearly a year later, I heard my name from behind me at the garage, just a whisper, barely more than a breath. I turned, and there she was, Emily. She didn't look like the woman I had left behind. Her face was pale, gaunt, her eyes rimmed with exhaustion and sorrow. No makeup, no polished look, her hair tied back in a loose, messy bun. But the most striking thing wasn't her appearance, it was the way she looked at me, like she had just seen a ghost, like I was someone she never thought she'd find again. "I've been looking for you," she said quietly. I didn't speak. My hands were slick with oil. My heart caught somewhere between anger and a distant echo of love that I had buried long ago. "I made a mistake," she continued, voice cracking. The biggest mistake of my life. She swallowed hard, trying to hold herself together. He didn't care about me, not really. He used me, said all the right things, and then disappeared a few months later. I lost everything. I stared at her, not coldly, just emptied out. You didn't just lose him, I said softly. You lost me, too. Tears spilled down her cheeks. She nodded. I know, she whispered. And I deserve that. I deserve all of it. I needed to see you, to say I'm sorry. I nodded, slowly, but my face stayed unreadable. I had spent nearly a year stitching my soul back together, one jagged, aching piece at a time. Her words couldn't unbreak what had already fractured. They couldn't reach the parts of me that had died in her silence. She asked if we could go somewhere private, but I shook my head. Emily, I'm not the man you left behind. She looked down, her hands trembling. I'm not the same woman either. Silence hung between us, long and heavy, the sounds of wrenches clicking, car engines rumbling in the background, life going on. Then I spoke. You broke something that can't be fixed with regret. I'm sorry for your pain, but I can't be the cure for it. She nodded, blinking back more tears. I just wanted to see you, to know you were okay. I am, I said, more for myself than for her. And this time, I meant it. She turned and walked away, her shoulders hunched, her steps slow and burdened. I didn't stop her. I didn't reach out. I simply watched her go. And when the door closed behind her, something quiet settled inside me. Not triumph, not closure, but peace. The kind of peace that comes not from forgetting but from surviving. Because sometimes the past doesn't come back to fix things. Sometimes it returns only to show you how far you've come without it.